Cut the check. All right, can you explain to me what those things do in movies?
The clackers?
The clackers, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's to sync the sound.
Sync the sound with the audio for the editors?
Yeah, for the editors.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. And sometimes
they record it separately.
Sometimes I know Matt Johnson does this. He'll fuck with the editors because he'll do a slate, but he won't make the sound. And the editor will be like, where the fuck's...
Where's the clack?
Where's the slate?
Something I did notice is a lot of them have the electric numbers on them. So.
Oh, yeah.
It must go right into the computer.
Yeah.
All right, let's go. Welcome back to another episode of the Invested Podcast.
Yeah!
Oh, I gotta think of one. The show where we discuss the top 10 ways of cooking mushroom-based soups.
Harder than you imagine. You gotta get them inside the water and skin them.
Skin them in the water?
Skin them in the water.
Do you skin mushrooms?
I think so. Because that's how you get the fungus off. Mushrooms are fungus.
Mushrooms. Oh, yeah, that means there's no mushroom left at all. That's it.
There's no mushroom.
All gone.
I'm on a fungus-only diet right now.
A fungi diet?
Fungi. I'm pro-fungi. I'm a fun guy.
Hey, man, I'm a fun guy.
Fungi.
My name is Terry. With me, of course, is my good friend Connor here. Woo! We're back. Everything feels so quiet with our new microphones. No, seriously, because usually I'm listening and it's like I hear the whole room. I hear everything. The movements of the chairs, the table. There's no like bum, 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 every time we hit the table. It's great.
It feels like I'm listening to a Warner Brothers film in my ear. Like there's a Warner Brothers like...
Are you saying something about Warner Brothers films being really quiet?
Coming soon.
Coming soon.
Just the depth of...
Ooh, give me a good... let me think here. What's his name? The Lincoln guy?
The Lincoln guy?
Matthew McConaughey. Oh. Get right in there.
Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah,
all right, he's probably talking about the dirt.
Yeah.
I gotta go to space, Professor. Please.
Professor.
Can I get this Oscar?
Murphy.
People said we were gonna go to space, but I just kept saying the same age.
It's fantastic. It's great. It's good stuff.
It's great. I am the True Detective. Have you watched True Detective?
No.
Oh man, the first season is.
That's
really
what I'm
good.
told. The first season's good, and the second season is bad. So it's like,
the second season is bad.
Why continue?
Well, because it's an anthology series, so every series is like a different story. So the first season just is a unique, self-contained story, and you can just watch it 8 episodes short. Very enjoyable, very fun.
Oh, okay,
very good. Yeah, I don't really like cop shows, and I love True Detective. True Detective.
Fargo's a cop show.
Fargo and True Detective are very similar.
Do you want to talk about Fargo today?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's do it. We're going to talk about Fargo today. I have a little bit of news. Just a little bit.
All right. Lay it on me.
The news. So I didn't write anything down today. I'm not really prepared. I had time to prepare. I just didn't. So just thought I'd let you know that. But I did see today there's potential spoilers for Avengers 4. I saw that, how it's just been called Untitled Avengers movie.
Yeah.
I saw like a fake, I don't know if it was like a fake poster. I saw a poster. It was like a bootleg, like, like when people take pictures of screens and when they see trailers and it's like really crappily on the side phone pictures. I saw that of Avengers Disassemble is what it was called.
What?
Which I don't really like as an Avengers title.
Yeah, it sounds like a fan fiction I wrote in 9th grade.
Avengers Disassemble.
So they get attacked by a vampire.
Sometimes, Connor, I don't know if you're telling me the truth or not, but
it's half.
I would love to hear that.
Half the truth. I came up with an idea for a fan fiction that was just the Avengers versus a single vampire. It was not very.
Yeah.
It wasn't good.
Was the vampire? Isn't Dracula an actual character in the MCU?
Oh, he must be. Yeah, they use.
I know Sasquatch is.
I was thinking of that guy from Spider-Man the Animated Series who was like a vampire. It's like Dr. Mobius or something. He's actually he was I think he was in the comics a lot in the 90s, but I remember in Superior Spider-Man he has a cameo because Doc Ock like does experiments on him and takes out his fangs, and it's really fucked up.
I never read that. It seemed too weird. I don't know if I want to.
It's really good.
I know it's what everybody tells me, but it's like, why would you want Doc? I don't know. Whatever.
Doc Ock as Spider-Man.
Yeah.
It's refreshing because
of all villains, Doc Ock though, it's like
yeah. Well, it's crazy because Doc Ock's not. He's not. He's in it for purely like prideful and ego reasons, whereas Goblin is just crazy. He's just like a lot of Spider-Man villains are just insane, but
yeah.
Doc Ock is he's got some skin in the game. You know, he does know what he wants, and so when he takes over Peter's life, you start to see where he improves on Peter's life, and he's like. He gets in like the driver's seat of Peter Parker and he's like, damn Parker, you fucking up, and he like makes a lot of changes. He improves Peter's life.
Yeah.
It's super fun.
It's just weird that like,
and then you get to see him kind of unhinged.
Isn't Peter in a relationship with Mary Jane though?
In the first issue, but then Doc Ock, a little slight spoiler, he breaks up with Mary Jane because he's like, this relationship is terrible. You guys are.
I just thought that. Excuse me.
It's really bad for each other.
I just thought that was a weird like idea.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. He's
a little strange, but
he's pulling an Uther Pendragon.
What?
Do you know that the first King Arthur? I'm sorry, I'm a little burpy. The
Carbonated.
first King Arthur. Like, if you read a book of King Arthur stories, the first one you read is about Arthur's dad, Uther Pendragon. It's the first one in
That's
like every
his name?
Yeah, Uther Pendragon. Yeah,
right. Weird. It's a weird name.
I think it's a Roman, right?
Okay.
And Uther is
It's Arthur with a U.
Oh no, you've uncovered the secret. It is, yeah. Oh my god, actually, that is like a really good point. It is just Arthur with you.
Yeah.
He basically has one of his vassals is staying with him, and he likes his vassal's wife. And he's like, oh wow, what's her name? Igraine. And he's like, wow, she's a real cutie pie. I want to marry my vassal's wife because that's how you do it. And she's like, nah, I'm not gonna do that, man. And so they run away to two different castles, and Uther is like, fuck you, I'm sending my army after you because I'm the king and I have no self-control. And so he sieges the Duke, and then he gets sick. He gets sick because he's heartbroken, because he's like, oh, I just want to marry this woman who's not my wife, and he gets sick. And then Merlin, who's like a crazy homeless guy, is like, I can help you, and he makes him look like the Duke. And so he goes to the other castle dressed as the Duke, right? They go into a mist, and the mist makes him look like the Duke. And then he goes and he like has relations with the Duke's wife. And at the same time as he's leaving, the Duke comes out of his castle and says, oh my god, Uther Pendragon's leaving. That's awesome. Duke dies, right? And so they spend the night together. He leaves, and then the lady finds out that the Duke is dead. And she's like, what? Was that a ghost? Like, she didn't know what to do. She got pregnant. And then it's like cut to 12 months later, and the Uther's like, hey, do you want to get married? And she's like, maybe, but I got to tell you, the Duke visited me on the night that he died, and I'm pregnant with his child. And he's like, no, that was me. I tricked you. And she was like, okay. And that's how King Arthur was born.
Oh my god. Okay.
Oh, but the twist is that Merlin was like, if I do this for you, you got to give me your kid. And Uther was like, you know what? Fair.
Do you remember when Merlin was played by Stanley Tucci in the fifth Transformers movie?
I don't remember that. Wait,
did you see the fifth
in
Transformers?
Age of Extinction?
Is that the fifth one?
Oh no, you're talking about Last Night. The last night.
Yeah, I'm not talking about Last Night.
I did not watch that one.
Yeah, Stanley Tucci. He played Merlin in like the first opening scene, and it was weird.
He played Merlin?
Yeah.
Like, as a costume in the universe?
With a beard. Yeah. Well, it was a flashback. The movie began with...
He was related to
a
Merlin?
Flashback. I don't know. Like, I don't know why they had the same actor. He was all bearded up, so you couldn't really tell. You had to, like, be like... You had to know how he talked. So I was like, oh, that's Stanley Tucci, because I love Stanley
Tucci.
Tucci. That's the Tucci. And, yeah, he was Merlin, and it was really strange. It was a flashback, and so he was like, he walked into a big cave that had a big like robot dragon. He was like all drunk, and he was like, "I'll release you for this fight." And then he didn't have an English accent, which is weird. And then he like lifted his staff up. He's like, "They think I'm a wizard, but I'm not a wizard. I just understand you robots. I will summon this robot dragon." And then the 3-headed robot dragon went and fought King Arthur and his army.
I wish that had been the movie. Like,
Me too.
Yeah.
That was the only part that was somewhat interesting. It was weird, but it was interesting.
I love the idea of you have a medieval society or village or kingdom, and then you have somebody who either is from the future or has future technology, and then they manipulate the villagers but the villagers think it's like mythology. They think it's magic. That's such a fun idea, and I always love when I see that.
That's kind of like the Egyptians and aliens, which I'm surprised hasn't been a movie.
Oh, the ancient alien stuff?
The Ancient Aliens.
Yeah, that's true.
As a film. It would be bad, but I'm surprised no one's made it.
Prometheus is kind of that a little bit.
Tried to get to that point. Yeah. I'm thinking about a cool movie where, like, it would be like an alien movie, but it would take place in Egypt, and aliens would come and attack them.
Yeah, why not?
It'd be like a mix of Alien and Signs.
Yeah, I think it kind of reminds me. The first thing that comes to mind is a backstory for Apocalypse, the mutant.
Oh yeah, that wasn't good.
Yeah, that was not
good. Speaking of which, I heard this today. Dark Phoenix is being pushed back from sometime to sometime. Do you care? Nope.
Is Bryan Singer still attached?
I don't know. I don't even know who's writing it. I don't care.
It's just so bad. It feels like there's a guy who was like in a coma who works at Fox, who works on the X-Men movies, and he wakes up after X3 and he was like, oh hey, what if we do the Dark Phoenix saga? And it's like, oh, did we
try that?
No, but we're gonna do it different. It's set in the 80s. It's more true to the comics.
Everybody wants space, like cosmic travel and stuff like that in this movie.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be better than
what we got before. Give it a go. Apocalypse was so boring.
Yeah, it was really bad.
I saw that with Tyler in theaters, and it was just us. Like, just the two of us. And I think that made it so much better because I felt like I could just laugh at how bad it was out loud and not feel like I was disrupting people.
Well, I feel like I called it because I was one of the few people that did not like Days of Future Past.
I didn't really either. I liked it when I first saw it, but now that when I went back and thought about it, I was like, that movie's just, it's an absolute mess.
People are like, the X-Men are back. And I'm like, nope. They're not back. This is a lull. I mean, it is a lull. It's not a lull and then a comeback.
It's been a lull.
It's been a lull, and it's still a lull.
Yeah.
This is a faint heartbeat. What was the good movie? Logan. That's a good. I like that movie.
I love Logan. Yeah. I think Logan's great. I think I liked it more than you.
You did.
You had an issue with the sound design.
Right.
But you can't say anything against his role and his acting in that movie.
No, he was great. He was great. The girl was great. The problem I had was like some story beats, right? Charles Xavier gets killed unceremoniously.
Yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of the X-24 thing. I wasn't a huge fan of that.
That was super weird.
But I felt like it was the only way to create a conflict for Logan.
I guess that makes sense.
I think it would have been better if it wasn't a clone. If it was just another actor playing, you know what I mean, like another person.
Oh yeah.
With
like
Logan's
the girl
powers.
from X2.
Yeah, like the girl from X2
cool.
with the fingernails.
Yeah.
Just another Wolverine.
Was it
a
her
better
nails?
Wolverine. Yeah. It came. Well, no, it wasn't her nails. It was their fingertips.
Oh, her fingertips. Okay,
which I don't understand because how does she move her fingers when they're in her fingers?
I don't know.
How does Wolverine bend his wrist when they're inside his?
He just keeps cutting the.
Do they go all the way up? No, seriously. Do they go all the way up into his forearm?
I think it's his entire skeleton, right?
Well, no, I'm talking about the claws when they go back in.
Oh, how do they retract?
Do they go back all the way? Because if they go back to just where his knuckles are, that means they go back past his wrist, and that means he shouldn't be able to bend his wrist because that means they're way back here into his forearm.
Right.
But if that's the case, do they go back to the forearm? Does that mean if he puts his wrist down, will they come right out of like the top of his wrist and not his fingers, his knuckles?
That's horrifying. That is horrifying to think about.
Does he have to have his wrist, his fist, and his forearm at a perfect like straight line every time to make sure they come out the right spot?
Maybe, yeah. Maybe it's like a switchblade.
But instead of like a plastic metal casing, it's flesh.
Yeah, I can't think of a time where he hasn't done like, you know what I mean? Straight on.
Like straight on, yeah. Like, is his hand ever bent like Spider-Man and then it comes out? Because that would mean the metal would have to bend.
Yeah.
which it doesn't because it's adamantium.
Oh,
Man, these plot holes.
these plot holes.
2 out of 5. This movie
2 out of
sucks.
I was thinking about Adam today from YMS.
Your microphone keeps like moving back.
Oh,
No,
boy.
it's doing it on its own. Yeah. It keeps us kind of like sliding down. Anyway, yeah, him. Okay.
Yeah.
What about him?
Well, it's interesting because I think that I respect his opinions. He always gives
I sometimes do.
a good reason. I think he just he doesn't share our interests.
I think, and I may be wrong, and I know a lot of people say this about him, and I like him and I love his videos, but I think that he says things are bad for the sake of being bad because everybody likes them.
Maybe
a lot of the time.
Being contrarian.
Like I watched his top 30 movies from 2014, and like I only knew 2 of them out of like 30. I was like, of course, this is.
But is that because because he watches like films from everywhere?
Yeah.
So a lot of them are foreign films, and I think it's harder. Like it's the Nirvana the Band problem. Nirvana the Band is a Canadian show. It's very hard for Americans to get access to movies and television that are
He
not.
likes Nirvana the band.
He does. Yeah.
That's how I heard about it.
Oh, you from his thoughts on video?
Yeah, his thoughts on Nirvana the band.
That's a good video.
Actually, although not really. You showed me one of their web clips once.
Oh, he did.
I think so. And I was like, these guys are funny. But then I saw I saw that video, and I was like, I recognize this because Connor showed me this. And then I went and watched it because of that.
It's
Because I was like,
super fun.
oh, it's a TV show. I didn't know that.
I showed it to. I think Spencer was the first person I ever showed it to. I don't know if he ever caught up with on that, but it was. Yeah, they are super funny. They're super funny.
I love that show. Anyway, I have a little bit more news.
Did you say season 2 was weird?
Season 2 is weird.
Because I was watching
Did you watch the first episode?
No, I just watched the last 2.
Okay.
But I thought they were like fine. I thought
Yeah.
they were good.
Okay. The first
It's
episode.
the Indiana
is
Jones
odd.
ones.
Yeah.
That I watched.
Yeah.
Which was crazy. It was just like Indiana Jones.
How many episodes are in that season?
I want to say 10 or 8, something like
I
that.
thought it was only 8 because
It might have been 8.
Maybe I didn't watch the whole season.
It's the one where they
I thought it was
go
only
underneath
6
the
episodes.
the Rivoli, and they steal the map.
Yeah. Okay. I think I might have seen that.
Apparently, they broadcast the show out of order. Like Viceland, they were like, this show, I don't know if they are like, this show sucks, but they did what networks do when they want to kill a show, is you show the episodes out of order. That's how you know a network wants to
Is
kill
that show
something.
going out? I hope not.
Well, Viceland is gone. Like their distributor is gone.
Really?
But they're they're being like, we're trying to find a place where we can,
Trying to find foster home for these cats.
Yeah. So they're still planning on making it.
I
Which
hope
is
so.
crazy.
The first episode's odd.
It's odd.
Yeah.
Is it the GoldenEye tournament episode?
No. That episode's good. I like that. No. It's like a Halloween episode.
Ooh. Did they use the Goosebumps theme song in the show?
Maybe. I'd have to see it again. I've only seen it this season once. Anyway, one more little bit of news. It's a little bit of Marvel news if you're interested to hear about it. You may know this, but Phil Coulson will be making an appearance in Captain Marvel.
I did hear about that.
Yeah. I'm
That's
okay with
kind
it.
of cool. Yeah. I'm fine
Makes
with
sense. I'm okay. I hope he has a big
just-
part. I hope it's not a stupid little cameo.
I really like. It's so crazy how I used to be around season 2. I was
No, I know. It's not. It just keeps. Yeah, just keep an eye on it.
I was a huge, not huge, but I was like a very fervent Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. supporter because I was like, season 1 was like,
Season 1 was so much fun.
it was fun
Because it had the consequence of the movie universe. It had
yeah
consequence.
and
on this.
it was slow going to get to there.
Yeah.
But the for me, it was the promise of the show. Like the show was like, and they were aiming to be like, we're gonna do Jonathan Hickman's Secret Warriors, which is a super fun Marvel storyline. We're gonna do it. Don't worry, we'll get there.
Yeah.
And then they were just like, how about we sort of do it, but not really commit? And I couldn't believe it. I couldn't, like, the DC shows, which are objectively bad. Like even The Flash is like a guilty pleasure.
Really, everybody loves them. Even my friends are like, "You watch
bad.
The Flash? You should watch The Flash.
It's not
Watch
good.
Arrow. They're teaming up."
It's guilty
Wow.
pleasure. It's guilty, right? all the heroes are teaming up. It's like it's still Batman v Superman team up. It's
I
still
mean,
bad.
I get it. Like, it makes sense to me. That's like, I can see how exciting that could be. That Supergirl showed up too, and she's not even on the CW. She's a different network, right?
Yeah, Yeah,
that's fun. That's
that-
exciting. That's cool.
It is fun.
It's something that the DC universe hasn't had yet, really, of
Right.
that excitement of being familiar with these characters and having them team up after a
But
while.
the content of the episodes is schlock. There was this is a real thing from one of the seasons of Flash. This is the last thing I remember. Draco Malfoy's actor is Tom Felton. He's on the show and he plays it. He's like a detective and he's like, I'm gonna crack the case.
He's a good actor. He should be in more things.
Yeah, he should be in like like a movie.
Well, he was in Planet of the Apes.
He was
The first one.
Oh, he was in the he was in the
He
first
was
one.
the really jerky.
Yeah,
kid.
yeah, and then he gets electrocuted, right?
He gets.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It would be better if he got pummeled by a gorilla, but that's fine.
But in the Flash, there's basically a whole plot point where there's aliens now, but they're invisible, and they're huge. They're like Cloverfield-sized aliens, but it's like they're invisible and you can't see them, and it's like, what are you doing? Why?
Wait, in the Flash?
Yeah, in the Flash.
What's the Flash gonna do about them? Run really
I
fast?
don't know.
I never liked the Flash as a character anyway.
The time travel aspect is the only thing I like about him, and that's really
Right,
it.
so he could be used as a plot device, but he's not a very good hero.
Yeah.
He just runs fast.
Yeah, that's really it.
Which is weird because I love Dash from The Incredibles, but that's just because he's a kid.
Yeah, he's got a nice personality.
Yeah. I guess we should move on. That's all I have for news. Do you have any news that you want to talk about?
News that I want to talk about.
Yeah.
Did we want to talk about?
I thought you were going to yell no.
No. Series of Unfortunate Events.
That's not news. That's going to be the next segment, which is just going to be, I think we should discuss what we've been doing and reading and listening to and watching, and just let's have a conversation, Connor.
Yeah, let's have
We've
a
been
convo.
away for a bit. Let's get back into it, shall we?
Real talk.
So, Series of Force Events just came back. I didn't even know that until I saw a commercial. No, I saw like the banner of it.
Yeah.
I went to go click on Netflix today and I saw the banner and I was like, oh, that's back. So,
did
have
it.
you watched the whole thing?
Yeah, I did.
How many episodes is it? It's like 8 episodes?
10.
10 episodes?
10 episodes.
Okay.
2
I watched the
episodes per
first
book.
season. I was okay with it.
It was fun. My favorite stuff was all the Lemony Snicket. I think
He's the best part of it.
Yeah.
I love that actor. What's his name?
Patrick Warburton.
Wait, talks like this.
Goose Cow. The
Goose
boys
Cow.
over Goose Cow. Yeah, he's great. Yeah, he's very charming. And that's the thing that I liked the most about the books was when Snicket would go on his long, run on kind of not rant but digressions.
Yeah.
And he would talk about VFD and like be very vague about the Sugar Bowl and all this stuff and the mountains and maps and everything.
Yeah.
That was my favorite part of the books. I was like, oh, that sucks for the Baudelaires. I hate Count Olaf. But I want to know about VFD. I want to want to know about the secrets.
Yeah. Did you enjoy it? Was it good? Better,
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
Better than the first season?
I think it was better.
I'll watch it. It's an easy watch.
Yeah, it's very easy.
It's not it doesn't really invest your time that much. It's like,
Yeah.
I remember I watched the first season just on and off, and I watched it real quick.
Yeah,
I mean, I didn't really put that much thought into it. You don't really have to.
I think the season's better. Definitely, because it's just more intriguing, and it gets to the stuff of what I loved about the series, which was how it gave reading stakes. It's like that's the kind of message of the books is if you are a well-read person, then you are doing like a civic duty. Like you're participating in this grand tradition. And I was like, oh.
I think I'd be more interested in it because, like I told you, I only read up to like the third or fourth book, and so I don't know what happens past the fourth.
Oh,
I have no idea.
yeah.
I know there's a
gets
circus.
good.
I know there's a lion. I know there's a
It gets
really,
dark.
really, really high up window at some point or something like that.
The wide window.
Yeah.
That's the third one, because
I read that one then. Yeah.
the basic progression is they live with Count Olaf. and then he tries to marry Violet, and they go to live with Uncle Monty in the reptile room. He gets killed.
Who played Monty in
the movies?
In the movie, I think he was
Billy Connolly.
He was much better than the guy who did it in the show.
He was better than what's his face. Yeah.
I hated that movie, but he was good.
Although I gotta say, as a book reader, it was crazy to see when they go to the movie theater and see the movie Zombies in the Snow, which has the secret message in it. I was like, that was straight out of the books.
Yeah.
And I was
That's
like,
a good
wow.
thing about this show is that the movie, because it was 3 books in one movie, which was so stupid. They left out so much. It was so fast.
Yeah.
The show definitely has time because the books are short.
Yeah, they're super short. Yeah.
They're able to, and I like 2 episodes per book instead of
Yeah.
1 episode. They could have done the whole entire series in 1 season, but
Yeah, and I like Meryl Streep as Aunt Josephine from the movie too. I think the movie had better
I
casting.
forgot she was in that.
Yeah,
Yeah. Do you like Neil Patrick Harris as Count Olaf?
I think I was hesitant at first, but he's really good this season. He in the first book 5 is the first 2 episodes of the new season.
Yeah.
And the book is the Austere Academy, so that they're at like a private boarding school, and he plays a self-help gym coach, and he's so funny. Like he really gets like to be funnier this time around that I don't think he got to do in the first season.
Yeah.
He plays like a silly gym coach. He plays like a foreign arts dealer. He plays what else is there? He plays like a bongo jazz detective where he's like, these cats are crazy, and it's super charming and funny.
I'll watch it. Okay.
Yeah, he's doing really good. Yeah.
Yeah, the first season was all right for me. I didn't hate it. I just thought it was like, okay.
Yeah.
It was fine.
It was just kind of okay. Yeah. Like they didn't really cover anything super new ground, except for the VFD stuff, which is the stuff I like.
Yeah.
Like the waiter Larry, who's always giving them mints and being like, telling them about secret organizations.
Yeah.
And then Jacqueline was a cool addition. That character, who was like Mr. Poe's secretary, who was also in VFD.
Hey, did you enjoy this? This is pretty good stuff, right?
Yeah, really good.
Yeah. I got it at the liquor store.
Ooh, at the liquor store.
At the liquor store. I've been really into ginger beer lately because it's just...
it's sweet, but it's tangy.
Yeah.
It's a good adult drink.
It's fresh.
Yeah.
And it's like, ginger's good for you.
Because your taste buds change when you get older.
So they say.
I hated hummus as a kid. I love it now.
I love hummus.
I think hummus is great.
I hated broccoli, and now I eat it a lot.
Yeah, broccoli's great.
I eat a lot of broccoli. At school, I would always do the stir fries, and I would always just put nice, good chunks of broccoli in there. Nice stir fries. Good stuff. Same with what are they called? Crap, Brussels sprouts.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Didn't care for them as a kid, but now I'm like, yeah, Brussels sprouts, broccoli.
I still hate squash, but that's fine.
Squash. Oh yeah, I don't think I ever try squash.
Yeah, squash is not that good.
It's like weak sweet potato.
I don't like sweet potato either. I don't hate it. I just don't prefer it because it's sweet. I don't know.
Wow. Do you do like the marshmallow yams type thing? Wow.
These are things that I can eat. I'm not like, I don't push them off my plate.
Right, but you're just not.
But it's like, man, it doesn't excite me. All right, what else have we been doing? I just picked up a copy of Far Cry 5. Have you ever played a Far Cry game?
I must have, right? Maybe.
There's at least 5 of them, so.
I don't think actually, you know what? I haven't.
I think I used to tell you to play Far Cry 3 because it has the best villain.
Voss,
yeah. And if you haven't played it, Connor, at least go on YouTube and just watch all his scenes.
Watch the things.
Yeah. Because the actor, he's in Better Call Saul, plays Voss.
Oh, my God. Nacho?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
He plays Voss. So the story behind that, I think I might have told you this. Is kind of interesting. Story behind that was there was a villain for Far Cry 3, and they were trying to cast for him. And that actor came in. I don't know his name. Came in and...
It's like Ignatius or something?
Something like that. And he did Voss to these people.
Wow.
And Voss was never a character, but he just did his own thing. He was like, I have a character I'm going to do for you to do my villain audition.
That's awesome.
And they were like, we love this character. So they wrote Voss into the game, He became, and they didn't even change the look of him. They just the actor is in the game. Like the character looks like him.
Yeah, now that I think about it, because I've seen pictures of him.
He became the poster of the game. Like he became the icon. He's on the cover.
That's
he was
really
in all the
cool.
trailers. They even did live short films with him.
Oh, really?
Where they dressed him up as Voss because he is Voss. They put him on an island with the actor who plays McLovin from Superbad, and he just tortured him for like 5 short episodes. They're all on YouTube. They're really funny to watch. They're a little disturbing, but he's such a good villain.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I feel like they wasted him in Spider-Man. He plays the Scorpion.
Oh yeah, Scorpion. Well, technically he's still around. He's not dead.
Yeah, but I was just like, I didn't feel like that they didn't give him enough room to do a nuanced Mac Gargan.
Yeah.
Or can you do a nuanced Mac Gargan? To me, Gargan's always been Jameson.
Like in the Spider-Man, the PlayStation 1 Spider-Man game.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, he was also in the movie game as well, and he's like,
You're right, he
and he's
was.
still the same. He's like, Jameson.
Why does he hate him so much?
Because here's how I understand it. He's Matt Gargan is a private detective. Jameson is like, I need you to fuck up Spider-Man's day. And Gargan's like, you got it. And so Jameson pays for Gargan to get a super-powered suit, the Scorpion suit, and to go fight Spider-Man. But the problem, I think, with the suit is that once it's on, he can never, like, something goes wrong, and now he can never take it off.
Right.
And so he's trying to, like, get revenge on Jameson. It's kind of similar to Venom, sort of, which is funny. Like, they're just how they're related revenge stories about someone whose costume becomes a part of them. Eventually, Matt Gargan gets the Venom symbiote. Isn't that funny how interchangeable those characters are?
Yeah, kind of.
They both hate Jameson. Jameson!
Everybody hates him, except for the fans.
Except for the fans.
Yeah, so Far Cry 5, I've been playing it. It's it's a Far Cry game if you've played a Far Cry game, but it's a lot of fun. It's really beautiful. It takes place in modern-day Montana.
Oh.
So it's a lot different. You're not in like a jungle or the mountains. You're like in fields and things like that. You fight a crazy cult who are trying, like a militarized cult. It's kind of like Waco. It's based off that.
What is Waco? I don't really know what
Waco was like a militarized religious cult, and I
thought it was like a town.
It is. No, Waco is a town.
Oh, it is a town.
Yeah, it's a town in Texas. And this religious cult kind of set up shop there, and the SWAT had to go in with like tanks and try to take them down because they were kidnapping people and stuff like that. Yeah, and that's basically what this game
was. This a 90s problem?
I don't know when Waco was. Yeah, something like that.
It sounds like an 80s thing, kind of.
I think it was early 2000s.
No, that's recent. That's very recent.
I could be absolutely 100% wrong though, so I'm gonna look it up. Give me a second.
It does sound like a 90s problem.
When was Waco? Google, tell me. Oh, I spelled it wrong. It's W-A. 1993.
Oh, nice.
From February to April.
I was a 1-year-old baby boy.
It's called the Waco Sieges.
Ooh, Waco Sieges.
Ooh. So it's basically off of that. Not based off that exact event, but inspired by. And so you run around Montana and you have like a dog and like there's like bears and bobcats and tractors and planes and crazy rednecks, and it's fun.
Did you ever play Infamous Second Son?
I have it. I've never played it. Isn't that weird?
You haven't played Second Son?
No.
I've heard really good things about it.
Yeah, I know. Me too. I should play it. Well, here's the thing. My roommate bought it on my PlayStation, so he could play it because he didn't have a PlayStation. So it's been downloaded, and he played it. He played through the whole thing, completed it. Mm-hmm. But I was playing my own game at that point, and then I never clicked on it and played it myself.
Oh, wow.
Because I didn't personally buy it, so I don't really feel like the need
you
to
don't
be like...
feel ownership over it?
Yeah, I don't... Well, it's that. It's just like when you spend your money on something, you want to, utilize it. You want to you want to make your money worth it. But I didn't buy it, so I don't know. I'll play it eventually.
It has no bearing on my life.
It's like people who get gifts of like movies.
Oh, yeah.
And they just like let them sit because they didn't buy them themselves.
Well, when that happens to me, it's usually because it's not a movie I'm excited about. Which is funny because I always feel like I gift good movies.
Yeah.
Like I remember I gave somebody Pan's Labyrinth as a gift one time.
I gave a friend the movie Sky High.
Ooh, look at that. That's a deep cut.
Because I remember I was like, oh gosh, I don't know how old I was. I was young, and I remember I bought it with my own money, and it was like I got it at Walmart, and it felt really good that I went and picked out and bought my own gift for my friend.
Yeah, that's a
Terrible movie, but you're kids, so who cares?
Yeah, it's the thought that counts.
Yeah, obviously. But yeah, so Far Cry 5 is fun. That's what I've been doing.
And wait, this is a quick aside about.
Yeah, well, I'm done anyway. So
you haven't. I'm trying to think, because I'm talking about like movies that I gave as a gift, and now I'm just thinking about my favorite gift to give is usually books, and my two favorite books that I give people are either Watchmen or The King Killer Chronicles. And I never asked you if you read King Killer Chronicles.
I don't know what that is, so no.
It's really good. I got Tyler into it, and he really likes it.
Is it a comic book?
It's not. Well, Watchmen is a comic book,
I
but
know that, yeah.
King Killer Chronicles is it's like a Song of Ice and Fire. It's like
Right.
a fantasy book series. And
See, I'm not a big reader, so
oh, you're not a big reader?
not really. I don't read a lot of books. I've tried, and I've read most of Game of Thrones, not all of it, but I read most of Game of Thrones, and that took me a long time.
You've read the Harry Potters, right?
Yeah, I've read all Harry Potter. Those are easy reads.
You read
But
Lord of the Rings, actually.
I have read Lord of the Rings. I've read Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Yeah. King Killer's really
That's
good.
about it, though.
Yeah.
Honestly, of all books I've read, that's about it. And I know that sounds really sad, but I prefer visuals. I've read comic books, and I've watched movies and TV shows and animes and things like that. I just like
They're
to
more
watch
visual.
things. Yeah.
Did you ever catch up on Legion? Did you?
I never watched Legion. I'd catch up. I haven't started it.
It's really good. The new
I know.
season's coming out.
I know.
It looks
I've
great.
been seeing trailers for it.
Looks really good.
I just, for some reason,
And you haven't watched Westworld either.
No, I haven't watched. I'm thinking about doing what's the one with the? It's not Westworld. It's the other one. It's on Netflix.
It's on Netflix.
It's about like technology being bad. Black Mirror.
Black Mirror. Oh,
I've been thinking about. Have you seen that?
Yeah. Black Mirror is really good.
Is it good?
Yeah, very
I've been
good.
thinking about starting that because everybody's talking about it. And It's like
It's scary. Like you watch it and you're like, fuck.
I've been watching. So speaking of Netflix, Jessica Jones season 2. Okay, so I'm gonna be honest. I got an episode in, and then I started the second episode, and I stopped
It's
because
so
I got bored, and I put on The Office, and I've been watching The Office nonstop since.
Honestly, it's a better use of your time. Did you see the? I know it sounds so harsh, and this is coming from somebody who was like Jessica Jones season 1 is the best Netflix.
Yeah, I think
Marvel
I
thing
eventually
ever.
turned to that as well. After seeing it like a second time, I was like, "Wow, this show's good."
It's so good, and so
Yeah.
the fact that the second season is so bad is amazing. It's like, who got fired? What happened?
I'd say
Like,
let's get into spoilers for the first 2 episodes because that's all I've seen. But
Did you get to the part where she's chasing that one dude?
the Fast Man?
Yeah,
That's where I thought this is dumb.
I had to take a break.
Oh
watching
gosh, that I cringed.
I was like,
this
I
looks
was like,
terrible.
Oh, you know what? I feel kind of queasy. I gotta go to the bathroom.
There's something about other characters with powers in other shows, in shows about a person with powers, that just turns me off. Like when Agents of Shield had all these mutant people in it, I was like, dumb.
Oh yeah,
I don't like. They're also interchangeable and generic.
yeah.
Lightning hands and like shockwave person and
This girl
fast
is-
person.
Right.
It's just like, stop. I
Fast
don't.
person.
It's boring. I don't care. Like, you have a really good character of Jessica Jones interacting with a world where she feels like she doesn't belong. Why
Yeah.
are you throwing in a fat guy who can run really fast?
I know it,
looks
was so weird.
dumb.
And the effects were awful.
Yeah, terrible.
It's like, just have him be in one place and then appear in another place. That's fine. You don't have to have him fucking like the weird what's it called, the Coriolis effect, right?
Yeah, where like it looks like they just fast forwarded him walking fast.
Yeah, it's just super. Oh god, I like when they do it in the Flash because they explain it. They're like, it's a speed mirage.
Oh, okay, sure.
I'm like,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah, don't care. I just
He like made me like in my gut, I was surprised. It's like if you went to go to Egypt, right? And you're like, I want to go see the pyramids of Giza, and you're going, and you're like, oh, and you'd already gone last year. You went to go see the pyramids, and they were great, and you went to go see the Sphinx, and you were like, wow, like what a breathtaking experience. And then you go back, and like you find out they not only do they tear down the pyramids, but they put up like a paper mache. It's the pyramids, see? Just don't get too close.
And there's like a really cheap petting zoo.
Yeah. Look, a magical creature. That's a cat.
It's just a cat, man.
Yes, a Sphinx
I gotta admit,
cat.
I'd be pretty excited if there was a cat. Worth my money. Yeah, so I just think there's so much. The Purple Man, Kilgrave was the best villain. They killed him off, and now they didn't know what to do with themselves. But there's so many good writers out there. They could write a good villain.
And the comics are great. Like the comic books that this show is based off.
Base it off the comic book.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
And they're just like, no, we don't want to do that. I don't know what happened.
Yes, I want to continue.
I have to think it's Ike.
Who's
You know
Ike?
what I mean?
Is he the director?
Ike Perlmutter.
The guy who is in charge of the Netflix series?
He wasn't in charge. He was in charge of okay, that's a very complicated question. Okay. And I don't even know if I know the full answer, but what I've been led to believe is Kevin Feige and everybody was like, we got to get this fucking guy out of here. And they were like, you're going to be in charge of the television division. Yeah. And
television division.
Yeah. And he was like, wow, fuck you. And
yeah, didn't he get super, like, allegedly get super, snarky with them?
Yeah, snotty.
Snotty. That's not the, yeah.
Yeah, he's like a real, he's a dickhead. And he, so to everybody thought we're putting him in charge of the television division, which obviously means the ABC shows. And Jeff Loeb, he's a sweetheart, but Jeff Loeb is not, I don't trust him. I wouldn't trust him with the fucking casserole. And he was already driving Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. into the ground. And so they're like, let Ike push him off the cliff faster. But I don't think they realize they're like, oh, that also means the Netflix shows they're pretty much gone.
I thought Feige was smarter than this.
Well, Feige just cares about the movies. Feige will do anything.
Good, I guess, to
keep his babies.
keep your mind set on the things that's kind of more important.
Prize.
Yeah. But man, it's too bad because we could have gotten someone who actually, for some reason, I feel like the shows and I feel like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. wasn't at first, but it got to the point where they're afraid to mention the whole universe overall.
Isn't that crazy?
They say the green guy instead of saying the Hulk. Everybody knows this. Because then, I think that what really kind of turned me off is that in Spider-Man Homecoming, all the high schoolers talking about Captain America and the Hulk and Iron Man and Thor, naming them by names and talking about them because they know them. Well, because of course they do.
Right.
Instead of tiptoeing around the fact that maybe or maybe not people know what they are. It's yeah, we know who the Hulk is.
It's a stupid decision, and
so it feels wrong.
Because the problem is the Marvel Cinematic Universe is the big problem with that. I mean, I'm getting into big questions territory. But one of the major criticisms of the MCU that I've seen that I kind of agree with is that they keep all their they don't let too much damage happen in their movies,
Yeah.
It's like nothing too crazy is going to happen.
They play it safe because I understand why.
It's like we got to keep the status quo.
It's so big and the slightest smallest things happen, the whole thing will collapse. It's
like they won't kill Rhodey in Civil War. You know what I mean? Stuff like that.
Yeah.
There's very hard to have lasting consequences in these movies.
Quicksilver.
Right, Quicksilver. that guy. Which I bet they knew. They're like, Fox has really beat us to the punch with making a fun Quicksilver, so we have to just kind of have him be like a dude. Although he has that great moment in Age of Ultron where he's running by the hammer and then tries to grab it. That was a really cool moment.
Yeah. I didn't mind that version of him that much.
Yeah, it's okay. It's not as fun.
I do feel like if that version of the Fox version didn't exist, we'd be like, wow, that's cool.
Yeah, we'd be surprised. We'd be like, oh, wow, look at those slow-mo effects.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Those are the best parts of those movies are his scenes. So it's like,
yeah, exactly.
He's cheating. Anyways, I did have a point.
Sorry.
And it was about...
Killing off characters they're afraid to kill.
Oh, yeah. So if the movies have to move at a snail's pace and as far as consequences, the TV shows have to move even slower. And so they don't know what to do. They're running out of railroad track. They're like...
Well, I heard Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is kind of on its way out. Like, they're kind of about to close it off. Not cancel, but they're gonna finish it supposedly. So.
I like checking periodically Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It's like I'm opening a door in like the upstairs and like
make sure your kid's asleep.
Yeah, it's like, hey, is everything okay? And then it's like people with weird faces being like, it's fine. Like this, like, oh god.
Yeah.
Soap opera.
So that's my biggest problem with the Netflix shows.
Grey's Anatomy. It's Grey's Anatomy with superpowers. There, I said
essentially, yeah.
I said it.
Get at me, bro. I don't understand.
I saw the funniest thing. I don't know if I told you about this.
No, I don't. Maybe.
But it's a web comic, right? And it was supposed to be an inspiring comic, like, hey, like, get inspired, everybody. And it's two panels, not two panels, but two storylines happening side by side. And one is like a dude who they're two artists, right? And one is a dude, they're both in like college. And one is a guy who's like kind of laid back and relaxed and he's just like a party guy, you know, he's kind of aimless. Yeah. And he never really focuses on his work, and he never really produces anything, and so his life just kind of goes on, you know, and he never really reaches the success that he wants, right? He's just spending his time having fun. And then the other panel is this young woman who's really industrious, and she's like getting stuff done, and she's you know, doing the hard work. She graduates from college and she starts working on a film set. She's a PA, and you know, she's like working late nights and getting coffees and, you know, doing the hard work, and she's writing, and it's like, woo, go you. And I was like, all right, yeah, if you're hard work, it'll pay off. That's awesome. Right. And then it gets to the end, and the whole time it's been like a commencement speech, which has been happening of like, when everyone else is out having fun and you're working, you know, that's good. Those are the hours that matter. And I was like, all right, yeah, I can kind of get behind this. And then the reveal happens, and you find out that the woman who's the girl is the same woman who's giving commencement speech, and it's Shonda Rhimes.
Who?
Shonda Rhimes is the creator of Scandal,
God,
How to Get Away with Murder, and Grey's Anatomy. And at which point I was like, yeah, I guess it's cool that you're successful, but all your shows like suck. And I'm like, that's I think you got to get your priorities straight.
See, people love Scandal. I thought Scandal was like really well loved.
They love it. Yeah. They love it, but it's like, it's a soap opera you can watch at night. You don't have to watch the daytime soaps.
Right, yeah.
You know.
And then How to Get Away with Murder. I remember when that show came out, and it was like, what an interesting premise. But I heard that they completely threw it away. It was in the first like 3 episodes. So
that's
no interest in that.
It's fun. Ooh,
these nighttime shows are hard to get into. I just feel like there hasn't been any meat on them since like Lost.
I had a similar thing. I was like, where's like the Losts? You know, where's that caliber of show?
Yeah. The Walking Dead's still on, and I've tried watching it, and it's just like, man,
Walking Dead.
I do not care about what's happening right now at all, because every episode's the same, every season's the same.
It's the same thing, yeah.
No one can hit anybody with bullets.
It's like a horror sitcom.
It's turned into, for me, it's turned into watching actors acting with shooting guns.
Ooh, that's
what it is for me now. I'm watching actors.
Get that title.
Standing in front of cameras, knowing that they're being filmed, shooting action scenes. Because if you look at the background, like if you don't look at the characters in the forefront, you look in the background, you're like, everybody's thinking like, okay, they said action, I'm acting now, shooting this gun.
What are we gonna have for lunch today?
Do you know what I mean? I don't know. It's hard to explain, but it's just like, I'm watching actors.
I'm watching.
That's it.
The title.
No. I'm
Walking Dead.
No, honestly,
watching actors.
Watching actors act. That's what it is now at this point. That's the best way that I can
We're
put
talking watching actors act with Chris Hardwick. What do you got to say, Chris? Oh, wow. I love watching you act.
it. Watching actors act. Yeah, no, seriously. That's where I'm at. Don't care.
If you had to,
And it's too bad. They went on for too long. 8 seasons is too long. They should have ended it at season 5, where I still cared. I feel bad because I wanted to see what happened to these characters.
Oh, yeah.
I still care about the characters from season 1, 2, and 3.
Rick and Carl and...
You know what I mean?
Who else is there? Who else? Is anybody around? I feel like everybody else died other than Rick and Carl.
Of the originals, this is
Because
spoiler.
Lori's dead.
Do you care about spoilers?
No,
Okay, this is spoilers for the TV show. Rick is still there.
Mm-hmm. Carl.
Maggie, Michonne, Daryl.
Fan favorites. All the fan favorites. Glenn? Oh, Glenn's dead. Wow. Oh.
Yeah. That was probably the best thing they did to that show, but then after that they threw it away because who cares?
Glenn was my favorite character for a long time.
He got so boring though.
He got so boring.
He got wicked boring after like the 3rd season. He got so serious and frank about everything. It's just like, who cares, dude? Stop.
My name is Frank.
Everybody got that way. And then so then they don't know how to write the characters anymore because like Rick he gets really angry and really emotional and sweaty, and then he calms down, and then
That's
something
the Andrew Lincoln
and
method of acting.
and then something happens again where he gets really angry and sweaty and goes and emotional, goes crazy again, and he looks blankly at the camera like,
What was the thing he would say remember when Lori died and Carl had to cut the baby out?
I got stuff and things.
Yeah, and he was getting upset at Carl, and he's like,
Yeah, and he looks at him and goes, Arr! There's that meme of him looking at him like really weirdly.
I remember Rick being really level-headed.
That was his best. I think that was one of his best moments. But then he does that all the time.
now. I got PTSD forever.
And then but that's the thing though. So that was a big moment in the show. It was like season 3. He completely loses his mind because of what happened, and that's the first time we've seen that happen.
Oh,
and then he gets over it, and it's a huge character arc, and then it happens again, and then he gets over it, and then it happens again, and then he gets over it.
My favorite parts of season 3 were not even like storyline parts. It would anytime that there was a break in the gate around the prison. That was always like cool to watch. Or like when the mayor's people drove that truck in the middle of the field, and then they let out all the zombies.
Yeah.
All that stuff was fun to watch for me. Like just when like the zombies are loose in the prison, but that's about it. I didn't like it. Oh, I like when they paired with the criminals.
Yeah.
That was cool.
And then Rick did the machete to the guy's head.
Yeah.
Yeah, season 3 was still good. Season 4 was good for the most part. I don't remember it actually. Maybe it was good. 5. Oh my gosh, can you believe that? Season 3 was the prison.
Yeah.
And we're in season 8. What happened between that?
Nothing.
Yeah,
Nothing.
I think they were cannibals at one point. That was kind of weird.
Stuff
and things.
Yeah,
stuff, things. Carl. Anyway, that's my Walking Dead rant. It's too bad. It's sad because I don't care anymore, and I wish I did because I still like the characters. I want to know what happens to them.
Remember when they tried to make Fear the Walking Dead a thing?
It's still a thing. It's still on. Yeah.
It's still on.
People will watch whatever at this point. I don't know what's going on.
I remember watching the first episode and I was like slightly intrigued, and then nothing happened.
The first season, I think.
It takes like so long for a zombie to actually show up.
Oh, it's so boring, and I hate all the characters. There isn't a likable character in that show, like at all.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
The druggy kid was okay, but
who's got the time?
He's probably dead now.
He's probably dead. Walking Dead.
Anything else you got?
We were talking about Fargo.
Ooh, yeah, okay. Let's do a quick conversation about Fargo. We went on really long on there.
Oh.
So Fargo. What do you want to talk about Fargo? Well, it's one of my favorite TV shows of all time.
It's one of your favorite TV shows of all time.
So if you,
what's your favorite season? Second, first, third?
I don't know. I like all the seasons. I
feel like second season is right up your alley.
I love season 2.
Yeah.
And season one's really safe.
Yeah.
I think
strong.
And
I love Martin Freeman's performance. It's insane.
Yeah. And I know my brother listens to this and he hasn't seen it, and I've been trying to get him to watch it. So if you are
no,
listening,
spoilers.
you weirdo, stop now. 'Cause
It's
we're gonna
really
talk about
good.
it, 'cause
It's
you
really
need
good.
to watch the show.
Season 3 is kind of weird.
Season 3 is weird. I watched it the second time and I loved it.
It's really good.
Yeah. Okay, so can we just talk about, though, I think something I love about these series is that they're not connected. There's
Anthology, like True Detective.
There's only one connection between all of them,
What?
and it's our good friend Mr. Wrench.
No. Is that real? That's real?
He's in every season. You know, the deaf guy.
Yeah.
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 With the drum music.
Yeah.
So, okay, so he's in the first season, right, with his partner.
Right.
Tries to whatever, he gets shot, and then it's not really clear what happens to him. So the first season takes place in 2006. Second season, the whole season goes on, and then do you remember at the very end the two kids playing baseball catch?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there he is there. So he's not really a part of it. And then season 3, one of the best reveals in television movie history. She gets on the bus.
Right.
The music's all operatic and pianos, and you're like, wow, she finally got arrested. And this is like episode 7 to 10.
Yeah.
And then you hear the cymbal, and it goes over, and it goes, and you see him there. So, and that season
awesome.
takes place in 2010. So it's
What
only
happens
a couple
to him
years
in
later.
the third season?
He teams up with her,
right.
which is fantastic.
But
And
are they still like? Do they go part ways or?
Yeah. So
Because I feel like he kills somebody at the end of the
he
season.
kills a lot of people.
Yeah.
So I think she helps him escape. So he's like, "I'll help you do what you got to do." Then she teams up with him to take out the bad guy, and and then she gives him all the money.
Oh, she gets killed too, though, right?
Yes.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, she gets shot, but he gets away.
He gets.
So he is open for the next season.
He's open.
If the next season ever happens, but
It will after Legion. After Legion first.
Fargo-
It's so good.
Yeah, but
it's so
but
good.
Fargo.
It's so good. Legion is so good.
Fargo's amazing. But anyway, I love Mr. Wrench. I think he's my favorite character of all Fargo series. And I know
Really?
he's such a small
Awesome.
character, but
Awesome.
I think he's such a badass. I was so happy that he was in that one episode, and I was hoping that I was expecting that to
That's
be
great
it.
that your favorite character was like the big reveal. That's awesome.
Oh God, Connor! I was in my bed. It was like 12 o'clock at night. I was in the dark watching that episode, and I had to pause it, and I just like got so excited. I rewound it and watched the scene again, and watched it again, and I was like, amazing. And so I had my parents watch it, and
They've watched all the show?
they watched all of
nice.
it. I introduced the first season, and they got hooked, and so I had to make sure I kept track of where episode they were on because I wanted to watch that reveal.
Oh, yeah. That's a fun one.
Yeah. So if you know the drums, you're like, you know exactly what's happening. I think that's great. It's so good. Anyway, I got really excited about that.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Did you watch it when it was coming out, or did you watch it like after?
All after the fact, yeah.
That's kind of fun because you can just keep going, so you don't have to wait.
Yeah.
Week to week is kind of it's like that was the hardest part of watching Mr. Robot. I think was having to wait week to week because you'd have like an episode that ends on like a cliffhanger, and you'd be like, "What happened?"
See, it's hard to stay invested in a show when you have to do that.
Yeah.
When I watched Lost, I would wait for the seasons. How old it was? Wait for the seasons to come out on DVD.
Yeah.
And buy them.
I have them
all right there.
The only way Oh really? Oh.
Well, there's ones. Yeah, but they're on the shelf back there.
Oh
Yeah.
wow. You're not even kidding about that.
I have them all.
Wow.
Special features are kind of fun too on there, but
Oh yeah, of course.
whatever.
The what do you call it? Yeah, the only way I was able to actually watch all of Lost was because they were all on Netflix at the same
Are
time.
they still on Netflix?
No, they're gone. They're gone. They removed It's Always Sunny too.
Yeah, I'm aware of that. It's stupid. I used to just click on Always Sunny's episodes.
Oh yeah, it's so fun to watch.
Yeah. Anyway, Fargo. Yeah, I think Fargo is one of the best TV shows, in my opinion.
It's really good. It's really good.
I was not expecting it because I liked the movie a lot, but it's not a movie that like blew me away that I thought was like the best movie of all time. But the show, oof.
Yeah, they really get into it, and that second season is just a masterpiece.
Yeah, that second season is really good. I'm trying to remember. There was something else I wanted to touch upon.
Do you like all the Sisyphus stuff in Fargo?
There you go. What?
All the Sisyphus, is it right? Sisyphus? Yeah. You know that mythological character Sisyphus? It's the guy on the stamp that Ray has.
Oh, Ray, yeah.
Ray, yeah.
Yeah.
It's the guy, because Sisyphus, his myth is that he's to push a boulder up the hill every day.
Isn't it Sisyphus?
Sisyphus, yeah.
Yeah, I was like sissy. I was just hearing the word sissy.
Sisyphus.
Okay, yeah.
He's pushed a boulder up a hill, and then once he gets up there,
it rolls back down. He has to go do it again. Yeah.
But yeah, there's all this imagery of that mythological character in the show.
I'm just thinking of Ray.
Ray.
Come on, Ray. Yeah, no. Okay, I get it. Yeah, that makes sense.
The third season kind of just ended, right? Because the last scene is
Varga's in the jail.
Yeah,
and he's like,
he was great.
Oh god, he was disgusting. He was so good.
I love the Peter and the Wolf scene where he's like eating all the food and then he like purges himself.
Oh god, and he picks his teeth. That's why they're always all bloody and gross. He was the most disgusting villain I think.
Brutal nation states.
He puts his goods in the mug. There's like a sound effect too, where it's like, and you're like, oh god. Oh, that actor who plays Psy, he was fantastic in that.
Oh yeah, he was.
When he goes home and he just starts crying, his wife's like, "What's the matter?" Oh god, I feel so bad for that guy.
That was super fun. I like.
He gets poisoned, doesn't he?
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Major spoilers. I'm so sorry. I really hope my brother.
Oh my
stops
god,
listening.
major spoilers.
I really hope he stops listening to this.
I'll
warn him ahead of time.
They also Fargo has a really great soundtrack. I remember.
Oh, I love the soundtrack.
In the first episode, when what's her name? What's Mary Elizabeth Winstead's character's name? Felicia, right?
No. It's I'll look it up.
It's like something like it sounds like a cat name.
It is Nikki Swango.
Nikki
Swango.
Swango. But when they go to play, I think I want to say they're playing bridge, maybe.
Yeah,
something
the
like
poker game or whatever. Yeah. The old person's home.
Yeah,
win all that money from them.
There was this part where like the music starts playing and it's
the music's so good in that scene.
Yeah. It's like I found the original song. Somebody posted it on Reddit, and it's a song written in the 70s. It's like a rock song, and it debuted on like live on Italian television.
Yeah.
And I think it's like how English sounds to foreign ears. It's like, but it's gibberish, but it's set as a song.
Wow.
It's really cool.
Interesting. I'll have to go back and listen to that. Yeah. Ewan McGregor, season 3. Incredible. Playing twins.
Yeah. So good.
I had to tell, my mom didn't know that. She was like, I was like, yeah, it's one guy.
2 different guys.
Serious?
Yeah.
Yeah. I always wonder how they do that. How they film
Ray.
Emmett and Ray. Yeah. That scene where she gets beat is like ridiculous.
Oh god.
Season 3 was is a huge turn from season 2 because season 2 is very colorful, very bright.
Yeah. Very poppy.
I mean, it's sad and whatever, like Fargo is, but there's such a shift between season 2 and 3. 3's dark and just like dreary, and I feel like there's never a sunny day in any episode. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
What were your takes on the weird guy with the kittens?
The weird guy with the kittens.
She goes after she escapes the bus. They find a bowling alley, and there's that guy with he's sitting at the thing and he's got a cat.
Oh, he's the guy who's
is he like Satan or something like that?
I think he's supposed to. Yeah, he's supposed to be like a devil angel guy type deity after.
Because he was on the plane with the deputy as well.
Yeah. And he also
was
at the bar with the sheriff.
Yeah, so he was on the plane with her, at the bar with her, and then he was
Mac. Seeing Mac in the show.
Oh, I know. Yeah, he was terrible. That was
So
good,
funny.
but he was terrible. Yeah.
I love that whole thing about the guy.
The little robot.
Yeah, who writes the movies.
Yeah.
That was cool. That was really cool.
It was really random though.
Yeah.
Yeah. So There's something about the Fargo series that I feel like with my history and my taste, I should dislike the supernatural aspect of it.
Oh, right.
But I'm for some reason okay with it because of the way they're just thrown in there, and the directors and writers were like, accept it.
They don't draw attention to it.
Yeah, just like it is with it. Like a storm with a bunch of fish, whatever. UFO,
Aliens,
who cares?
yeah.
Satan, maybe.
Well, they also set it up too. Like the UFO stuff, they set that up.
Yeah,
the whole
absolutely,
season. Yeah.
absolutely.
So they set it up the whole season, and then when it happens, they're just like it's like a throwaway moment.
Well, it really is because what's her name? She's like, "Did you see that?" And she's like, "Yeah, it was just a flying saucer. We gotta go." And just like, it's so funny.
It's really cool.
All the actors are so good in that. I was just about to say the what are their names again? Crap.
Which characters?
Give me a second. The Blumquists.
Oh,
Peggy and
Kirsten Dunst and
Peggy and Ed. Yeah,
Peggy and Ed.
They're great. Those two.
Yeah, he's really good.
Yeah,
They're really good.
He is really good in that. Yeah. That season was
I'm
weird.
self-actualized.
God, what did she kept saying? I gotta find myself or something like that. Like my full potential.
Can't unlock my full potential.
Um,
I'm going to Sioux Falls.
It says we're going to Acapulco.
That was great. She was cool. She was one of my favorite side characters.
That whole time jump in season 1 is like mind blowing.
Oh yeah, right.
Where like
goes right
he goes to he's in like Las Vegas or something like that.
You think he's gonna get away with it too?
Yeah, and then all of a sudden you see him there, and and he kills those people in that elevator,
Right.
and you're just like he's back in it again. It's amazing. I think he was probably next to Fargo. I think he was one of the better villains.
Yeah. Oh,
he's
really
wicked good in that. If you like good villains, watch Fargo.
Yeah.
Because even in the second season, that family, like the crazy brother, like oof.
Bear.
I like it when he has that brother tied up in the cabin.
Oh
And
yeah,
she
Dodd.
stabs him. Did you stab the captive?
Yeah, and like she just does. There's no like, bells and whistles.
It's like she poked him in the stomach.
And he's
She's like, "Wow."
surprised.
Yeah. The Blumquist relationship is so funny in that. That's what I like about these shows. It has the humor in it.
It's the butcher of the butcher of Laverne.
Yeah, the butcher. The second season was weird for me though because I watched it on a website where it automatically starts on the last episode.
.tv.web.
Something like that.
ZZZ.
And what happened was I didn't.
.mp4.
I loaded the first episode and it froze, so I refreshed it and it went back to the last episode. And I didn't realize it, so I watched the beginning of the last episode first.
Oh, whoa!
It was weird. It was a weird moment.
Isn't the beginning of the last episode?
The beginning of the last episode is
Martin Freeman.
No, this is the second season.
Oh, second season.
Ed is in the freezer and he's been shot and he's dying.
Well,
And the crazy Indian guy is coming after them. He's a good villain too, that American Indian guy.
Oh yeah,
with the burnt face.
Oh, what's his name? I remember it. It was. Oh man, I know his name too. I'm totally blanking on it. He's in the first season. Did you know that?
Yes. Okay. So I was just about to bring that up. Apparently, he plays a.
He's the dude who's eating the fish. That's like.
Yeah, because he asked for facial reconstruction
Yeah.
surgery, and the guy's like, "I could give you this name. You can be this guy," and it's the guy from the first season. He's like a mob boss.
Yeah, like Moses something.
Which is a weird.
Isn't that weird?
Weird reference.
I thought because I'd forgotten that, but I remembered the facial reconstruction stuff.
Yeah.
And the passport stuff, and I was like, oh my god. He's going to be the boss of Varga, right? So he's going to be the big bad of the future, right? But then there's just like, oh no, he's that dude who gets killed by Billy Bob III in the first season. And I was like, oh, okay.
Interesting. I don't know. I don't know. That's the kind of reference though. Like that's kind of Easter egg that you can also just ignore and it doesn't change anything.
That's true.
It could just be a coincidence that they're the same name. You know what I mean? That they're just like, it's just an Easter egg. Oh,
I want Mike Milligan back.
Who's that?
Mike Milligan. He's like, I'm gonna take over their operation, and then at the end they're like, you work in an office now.
Yeah, the dude, the guy who's in Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, he was good.
Yeah, he is good.
He's the shocker.
Yeah, so that scene where Billy Bob Thornton goes and kills those people in that building.
Oh yeah.
It
And then
just-
Keen Peele in the
Key and Peele are in it. Yeah,
That was great.
yeah. I was a little iffy on them at first. I thought they were a little too comedic
Right.
because it was so just clearly it's just Key and Peele.
Just Keen Peele.
But they came
pulled it
around.
off,
Yeah, they
yeah.
like it a lot. Anyway, that's Fargo for you.
Hey.
We've been talking a long time, so we should have saved. I forgot about it, so we should have saved more time to talk about it. But anything else?
That's it.
That's the show then
Thank
for
you.
tonight, Connor.
We're
Thank you
good.
for being here.
Oh, thank you.
I hope you enjoyed the ham.
I did.
and,
Whoa.
the potato salad.
That ham potato salad. The texture was
That ham cooked
awesome. All day.
all day long, man. We know how to cook our hams here in this house, so
Gotta
don't
cook
worry about it.
hams.
Nice Easter ham. Why is ham an Easter thing?
Oh, that's a good question. I guess because
A good question for another time.
For another time.
You like that reference?
Is
That was Mascanada.
that was Mascara. It
It felt good. I don't know if it sounded good.
It did sound good.
Yeah.
It did sound good. Well, it's funny because I was like, wow, it sounds like somebody from the Black Panther movie. And then I was like, Lupita
She's in it?
Nyong'o
Yeah,
was
that's true, yeah.
she used that voice in the movie.
Anyway, you got anything else? I think we've already done this part. You have a great day, Carl.
Yeah, you have a great day too.
Yeah. Or night. Have a great day tomorrow. How's that?
I will.
Because we're recording this at night. Thanks for listening. You can find us on YouTube in Dash Vested Podcast, on Instagram at in Dash Vested Dash Podcast, on Facebook, Twitter in Dash Vested, SoundCloud in Dash Vested.
Peep that SoundCloud, boy.
I think the most important thing is find us on iTunes.
iTunes.
Listen
yeah.
to us on iTunes.
iTunes.
We're on the podcast apps on both Android and iOS devices.
Break out that iTunes gift card.
But we don't have to pay for it.
You don't
so
gotta pay for it. It's free.
Yeah.
Put that iTunes gift card away.
buy U2's new album. Oh, they'll just give it
Are they
to you.
still around?
I don't know. Do you remember when they did that? They gave everybody their album.
Their phone.
Yeah.
I heard about that. It's,
Yeah.
it's a
I
national
was,
tragedy.
I was mowing the lawn, and all of a sudden a U2 song came on. And I was like, "What is going on?" All right, yeah. So, thanks for listening.
Bye bye.